Hi everybody, happy Friday. I'm Liz Vigliotto of Liz Vigliotto Designs, and I'm coming to you live tonight to paint a gingerbread house. Okay, this is what I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to wait for some people to come on so I can see their comments, and in the meantime, I will log in here. I was having, oh, hi Connie. Hi Bev. I was having trouble finding my phone holder. So this will be interesting. Okay, so make sure I got my volume off. Hi Janet. Seems like, last week, I apologize, you guys. I ended up going, my daughter made plans. Hi, Bonnie. My daughter made plans for us to go dress shopping for her wedding. And I was so wrapped up, I forgot about the live. I just was a total flake. So I'm sorry, but tonight it will be cute. Just a quick little gingerbread. Where am I? I'm trying to get on here. Let's see, it's going to take a second. Ay. Okay. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sandy. I've been working on a bunch of different mug huggers. Okay, so this one's going to be a little gingerbread house. Obviously, there's not going to be a door because this is where it sits inside or, on the mug. Quick question. Do you guys hear a buzzing in the background on my end? Please say no. Okay. Well, I think we're okay then. I hear it, but I don't think you guys can. So that's a good thing. If you do, I'll turn it off, but it's my fan. It's really hot where I'm at, so... For some reason, Southern California decided to have a heat wave. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bonnie. Hi, Susan. Hi, Mickey. Okay, everyone. I'm going to flip the camera. Oh, Eileen hears it. Okay, Linda, Connie, yes. All right, I'm going to have to turn it off. I'm going to flip upside down for just a second. Let's see. Get my camera situated. I know it's kind of strange. You're going to see that shadow, but I don't... Oh, wait. If I do it this way, you won't see a shadow too much. Well, you're going to have me... Well, oh, look at that. This is good. Can you guys all see it? Okay, it's not... I have to turn it which way so you can see it right side. Well, it's not going to matter for some of it. I'm going to be turning it around, but let me turn that. Sorry about this big bottle, but that's what my phone is sitting on because I can't find my phone holder. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Give me 1 second. It's cooled off in here. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, so I just thought I'd jump into Christmas, and that's why I'm going to do this little gingerbread. Besides that, he's really cute. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm trying to see which way is the right way for you guys to see it. 1 second. Okay. Wrong way. Has to go this way. All right. Okay, here we are. We're pretty good, huh? Good thing it's a small piece. Okay, so what I did, you guys, I base coated in honey brown. So it's always, hard for me to figure out for the gingerbread. I always switch colors, so I'm trying to find colors that I want to stick with. And I like honey brown as the base, okay? So that's a good base color for a gingerbread house, a gingerbread man, whatever you want to use it for, okay? Now, for the highlights, you can use bleach sand or you can use light buttermilk, but I like bleach sand. I use bleach sand a lot, okay? And even though this is kind of a smaller piece, we want to make sure we have all the details in there. Hi, Connie. Everybody's coming on. I'm so excited. I miss this. I miss seeing all my friends, right? Okay, so now I got some new brushes because I wanted to. Not necessarily that I needed all of them, and I didn't get a whole lot. I'll show you what I got, though. That I like Princeton brand. I think they're good and they're reasonable. And so this is a blender. Okay, but I'm I'm going to use it. I'm going to dry brush some of my bleach sand on with it, okay? It's the what do they call it? A lunar blender oval. It's kind of stiff, okay? I'm not going to destroy it like I always do on my with my other dry brushes. Okay, but I'm going to load it up pretty good with my bleach sand. And then I'm going to wipe. So this little house, you're going to have a roof line here. You're going to have like a little porch. But I'm just going to go ahead and, hi Lori, I'm just going to go ahead and start lightly. I don't want to destroy this brush, but I like the way it moves, okay? So I'm just going to dry brush lightly all over. Good. And I like it because you can kind of brush with it too. All right, so let's get a little bit more. I'm so happy it's Friday, Mother's Day weekend. I hope everybody who's a mother or celebrates Mother's Day has a good Sunday. I'm going to go to my mom's and my daughter's making breakfast. Keep it simple. Okay, so all around. And I don't mind it being a little rough, okay, because I'm going to show you. Do you ever notice when you make gingerbread, hi Kim, or not make it, I don't know, look at it, I guess you could say, if you have a cookie, doesn't it seem like there's little specks in it? Or there could be, maybe of the cinnamon or whatnot. So I'm going to try to replicate that. And I use a toothbrush. It's just, I mess up my nail, but I don't care. I've always used a toothbrush. I do have the fan brush, and I like using that. But the toothbrush, it's just easy, and I can grab it. Try not to get my hand in the way. Oops, sorry, you guys. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to, a lot of it's going to be covered up, so that's why I'm not totally stressing. But what I do want is for some of that open area, some of that unused space to have some highlight on it. So that's all this is, okay? And I just cleared out all, I have one mug in here that we're going to show you in the end what it will look like. Okay. So, honey brown, bleach sand. Hello, Diane from Minnesota. I'm trying to get out of the shadow, you guys. I think that's good. Okay. So, I want to put in some windows. But first we're going to do the toothbrush. So what I'm going to do is take a shading color that I'm going to use, and I like shading gingerbread with a little bit of the red in it, like the burnt sienna and the raw sienna, okay? The raw sienna will be for the first deep color when I shade, and then I'll deepen it with burnt sienna. But what I want to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of this burnt sienna in my toothbrush, and I dip just the tip, just the first like quarter set of bristles. I get those a little wet, right? Just this first top part. And then I kind of I know everybody probably knows how to do this, but I like to get my paint just a little wet. So I don't want that whole thing covered with paint. All right. And then I'm just I lightly do it until I can see that it's not too watery. And then I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. I just like the way it adds a little bit of ginger house likeness. You know, we could add a little bit of asphaltum. Okay, so let's do that. You know, this whole setting my phone on the big bottle of paint is working really good. And it's actually easier than the other way. But I kind of scrape some of that paint off, okay? And then I'm just going to do a little bit of asphaltum. I don't want black, it's too dark. Okay, so if you get a big chunk, just try to grab it with your finger before it dries. All right, so that's pretty good. Let me do one thing. Let's see here. Much better if I could see, right? Oh, yeah. Hello, Sandy. She's in Massachusetts. Oh, this looks good. Okay. Here we go. All right, so we have the honey brown. We dry brushed with some bleach sand. We've speckled with a little bit of burnt sienna and asphaltum. Okay, so now we're just going to leave it. Now I want to add some windows, right? So, you know, you go back and forth. Do you do the yellow window? Do you do a black? I think I want to do the yellow, the golden color, like a golden straw. Okay, because then I'm gonna float with the salted caramel, which I love because it's such a nice shading color. I do want my windows not too bright. Okay, cad yellow might be too much. So, you know, it will be pretty. I'm trying to use colors that I don't use a whole lot. Hello, Cheryl. Is Sunset Gold. Remember this color? It's pretty. So this will be a good window color, okay? I'm not doing a door, but let's see. I'll probably do a window up here. Let's see. If I have... had my white chalk pencil out earlier. Maybe that was last night. Who knows what happens in the middle of the night at my house with my stuff. All right, so I'm going to add, let me shake this up pretty good. And I'm going to add some windows. So this is why I'm excited about doing my windows, because these new brushes I got, it's going to be so perfect. I have a flat, I am going to use, let's see, what size is this? It's a number 6 chisel blender is what they're calling it. But because it's short, like that, right? And it's a pretty good size where I can just streak in my windows. It's a gingerbread house, so I'm not too concerned if it's not perfect. Because you can, when you line them and shade them, you can always straighten them out. But because, as usual, this does not have a pattern. But I have to turn this for a second, you guys. But I am just going to, I want it to be right about here. And I just eyeball it. And I'm just going to float, or not float, just pull down some paint. Okay. And you can see as you're doing it, how you can just even it out. And you don't need a ton of paint to make this little rectangle window. I'll just dab it all the way down. And fill it in. It's going to be shaded and highlighted, but there's one window, right? Easy. Then I want to make my other window. And like any good painter, we have rulers, except for me. So I'm going to eyeball it, because I would have measured across. That's what makes the lives more fun, right? Oh, you know what I could have used? I bet. Look at this. I have a bigger one. I thought I did. This is an 8 chisel blender. And I bet I can get it all in one shot. I did it just pretty much the exact width of that. So let's try that. I like using these shorter brushes. I started kind of experimenting, and they're really good for double loading and doing like a little hydrangea petal. It's just, it's shorter, so you don't have as far to go with your stroke, if that makes sense. So let's see. Get some paint on here. And I'm going to put it right about there and just pull down. Hey, it worked out okay. Pull down just a little bit more. It might be a tad wider, and that's okay, because I'm just going to go over here. You don't want to push too hard because you don't want to flatten your brush too much. But that worked good. Nice and even. Okay. So there's one window done. I'm not going to put anything right here right now, because I don't know if I want a window there. But I do want to get in, work in some of the shadows right now, because then I want to add my snow, and we have to do all the other fun stuff for decorating the gingerbread house. But this is easy. It's fast. I'm not going to make it super detailed, because it's not a huge piece. Okay, so now I think I'm going to use my 12 angle. I got a new one from, oh no, I'm sorry, 3/8 angle. It's the Princeton Select. Okay. I got it off of Amazon. They came in a pack. I wasn't even looking for brushes, but I had a gift card and I was just kind of fooling around looking. And I saw these, and you get like 3 or 4 in a pack. I forget which set it was that had more. Anyways, let's start the shadowing with a little bit of raw sienna. Okay. So my new craft room, I'm not going to say it's almost done. It's getting ready for paint. That's where we're at. But I'm telling you, at some point, I'm going to be in there. And I cannot wait. It cannot be fast enough. Okay, so I'm just going to blend out. I'm going to go ahead and just float all the edges. Don't you love the feel of a new brush? Because it's just so, oh, look at, and I have this too. This is an oval mop. So I just want to tap that brush. You're going to see it, but you're going to see it more when I do the burnt sienna. Okay, so I'm just, you know what, this is going to really be covered. So I just want to get this color on here. So look at, I just kind of smushed it in all the way down. I'll be a little more careful when I put on my, the burnt sienna. Okay, let me just turn this upside down. It just kind of looks like I'm just slapping the paint on, and I kind of am. And then you just blend it out. You just want to get that shadow in there, right? Or the shading. Let's come around this way. Because who knows what's going to be covered up. All right, so I'm not going to go around the windows yet. I want to get more stuff on. Okay, let's just now be a little more careful. We want a little more of a flow for the burnt sienna. And that just gives it kind of that little bit of a burnt edge, okay, of the gingerbread cookie. Just like that. I love the look of a gingerbread house. I love the look of painted windows, I should say. I like to make it look like they're glowing. This might be a little too small. Okay, but we're going to hit the top. Okay. Like I said, a lot of this is going to be covered up. Okay, but you can see how the burnt sienna really sets it apart. See how I've done the burnt sienna up here, but it's still just the raw sienna down there at the bottom. Okay, let's just finish this up. Okay, I'm not even going to bother right here because there's going to be snow. But I do, and I didn't do it with the raw sienna, but that's okay. I'm going to come down. Oh, yes, I did. I'm going to do the sides. the inside. This is the part where you set it in the cup. It's only one side's really going to show. Okay. Turn it upside down. Okay, even if you don't have a mug hugger, right, you can paint gingerbread. You're going to probably be painting a lot of gingerbread soon. We got to get a jump start on Christmas and all the holiday stuff, okay? So that's good. So there we have that. Now I want to highlight my windows and float them. So let me get a little bit of Snow White. Oh, shoot. I always end up putting way too much out. It's all right. I think I want to just highlight the tops. So I am just, it's going to be a heavy highlight. Then I'm going to mop it out. It's heavy until I put my brush on it. I need to get rid of this. So I'm going to do it again. But see, that's nice. You've got a nice highlight in there. Let me do the other one. So like that. Let me hit it with my dryer real quick. At least I know where this is at. It's always in the same spot. In my drawer at my feet, so. Okay. Let's put in another highlight. So how many of you love to work with a 10-aught liner? The super, super fine. I do. And that's what I'm going to do for my outlining on these windows. Okay. So here we go. Now, let's float these. I know it looks like we're using the same colors. And right now, oh, okay, Lori, you like using that. Yeah, I definitely do. You know what, though? I'm wondering, you guys. I want more of a contrast and without having this gold. So I am going to use it. I'm going to use salted caramel. But then I'm going to add just a little bit of asphaltum after. Okay, so let's just get a little bit of, I need it to be a little bit different than the house, right? Because it's the window. I guess I could have done blue. But I'm just going to put a little float in here. Both sides. So I can already tell that it's a tad off. Oh, Eileen uses a 20. That's super thin. Okay. I'm a little off with the width, but I don't care. It's fine. That's what I get for winging it. So it's okay. Let's just take a little bit of asphaltum. Let's see how this works. Okay, I kind of like that. I don't want it too goldy color because I want to add some other highlights in there, window pane stuff. And I don't want, I need something to contrast with it so they show up. I'm not sad I don't have to do the door. Okay. Now I need your suggestions because right here is where I want to put candy and whatnot. And I mean, I know there has to be a little snow, but I want to do the candy first. I'm thinking of some gumdrops, right? Let's see. Let's start with some turquoise. Is turquoise Christmas enough? Yeah, because then I'm gonna float it. So if we do, I know for sure I want to do some scarlet. And we should think about a festive green color. So how about festive green or one of those pretty bright greens that we need? Whether or not these are going to look like gumdrops will be questionable. Boy, I really need to shake that. Okay, so I'm going to take festive green first. And I'm just going to float. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch angle. Okay. So let me just start right here. And I'm just going to float it on. Just like that. And I'm going to put one over this way. And all I did was do a paint like a C-stroke, but heavier. I mean, I think even in a pattern, I don't know if I would have all of these be base coated in. Okay, so like that. And then I think I'm going to do the scarlet. Same way. And I'm working towards me so I don't have to I'm not going to worry too much, but they look like little candies. Okay. But we're going to have to really brighten them up. Okay. So you just kind of float them in, and it's basically base coating, but you're using a flat and it's easier. Let's see. You know what I think I want to do? Instead of, well, no, I'm going to use the turquoise. Or should I use purple? Well, let's just do turquoise. Purple. The purple is the color of a gumdrop, right? Let's see. I don't want frosted plum, that's for sure. You know what we can do? I'm going to take some purple iris and just lighten it, okay? Eileen's asking, what can I use in place of scarlet? Oh, for tomorrow's class for the ladybugs? Just, you can use country red. I just used the scarlet because I shade with the Tuscan. But if you have another orangey red, I don't know what other orangey reds are out there. Oh, if you have the new color Tiger Lily, that would work. You can use cinnamon drop or watermelon. We just want that base color for the ladybugs for tomorrow's class. And that way we can float that bright Tuscan. So yeah, whatever. I wouldn't use country red if you have watermelon or cinnamon drop. Okay, so for this one right here, I'm going to take my purple iris. Oh, and by the way, you guys, I just want to announce, if any of you are taking the class tomorrow, I'm sending out the link after this live, the Zoom link. Okay, so you'll get it if you want to attend. And then after the recording, I send it out. I'll email it again, where to find it on YouTube. All right, so I just took, this is fine. Look at it, worked out good. A light purple. So if you had a lavender or whatever color would work fine, making this gumdrop. Okay. This is kind of fun. You could drill a hole in, well, you wouldn't want to for an ornament, but because then you're going to have that open space. But anyways, here we go. You can use wisteria. You can use any, just a light purple, right? Hi, Anne. Time gets away all the time now for me. Okay, so we got one more color. I think it should be, I think it should be cad yellow, because that's going to add some brightness, and I need to make that purple just a little bit brighter. My God, did you hear my stomach growling? Friday night pizza night. Okay, so let's put some cad yellow in there. And then we're just going to let those sit and dry for a minute, and we'll get started. And I already know what I want to do for the frosting up here, so we're going to hit the windows and finish those. Okay. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Well, my cad yellow now has a big green blob of paint on it. Okay, so let's just do this. I didn't just straight cad. Okay, so here's another little gumdrop. Oh, red, yeah. Well, this one's going to be, the scarlet here is going to be a red gumdrop. Okay. So, I'm going to put these up here so you guys can see it a little bit better. You can see what I did. Okay. So those are the gumdrops. Now, I want to put a couple little candy canes right there. So what I want to do is take my Tuscan. My Tuscan red or country red, whatever I find first. Oh, Tuscan. My first choice. Okay. We're going to float 4 candy canes. Because I think I'm going to like this better if I have candy canes on the side. It won't look like a gingerbread house. I'm really excited about tomorrow's class. I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so this might be, I wonder if I have too big of a, no. I'm going to use my angle. So I loaded the brush, just not super heavy. Okay, I'm trying to see if you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right. I'm going to do a float. Not too wide. You know what? I wonder if wow. Too late now. I think this would be easier. So it's going to be a red candy cane with white stripes instead of a white candy cane with red stripes. And that's okay, just for tonight. Let's see what it looks like. I don't think I've done this before. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so then we're going to do this one right here. Same way, just come up the side of, make sure you have enough water in your brush. So there's your second candy cane. It's amazing what you can do with a small brush. This is just a 1/4 inch. But you know why I like it so much? It's a good new angle. Okay, so here we go again. We're going to just float. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight because mine are not. So those are like candy cane shutters. Okay, so let's go one more. And that trick, you guys, if you haven't seen you can't see my hand, what I'm doing. When I put my hand down to float, I hold it as my hand's down. So I'm not up in the air like this trying to float. I'm setting my hand down and I'm moving the brush. But I'm keeping my hand steady with my other hand. Okay? Just a helpful tip. All right. Let me dry this real quick. Well, you know what? I'm going to add just a little bit more of this yellow right here. Needs another coat. Okay, very good. I'm going to jump up here while this is all drying. I'm going to jump up here to the roof. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to be the right brush, but it's another small, number 4, short. And I'm going to make some frosting. Okay, so let me go this way. Just like that. And then let's come down. This just makes it a little faster, a little quicker. I'm just using some straight Snow White. I need a little water. I'm going to have to do this a couple times, I know. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill it in. you know, I don't know if I'm going to do the sides, what I'm going to do to the sides, but I find that on these little mug huggers, the sides are important, okay? Because they see, you can see them. All right, so let's just come over here, get some of this in here. I think I needed to use a little bit of a longer brush. That would make my paint flow a little bit better, but that's all right. I'm just going to finish off what I have. I don't think I want to use that brush again. It's too small. Okay, so I just want to... So I am not going to cover the whole chimney. I want some of that brown to show. Okay. So let that dry for a minute. I think I want to come down here even further. It'll look better. Okay. So let's leave that. All right, here you go. Let me just dry it real quick while I'm here. But see how I got the little... I'm wondering if I should have made... And I think I want to make the frosting come down a little bit further. Okay. For some reason, my white is drying up. Boy, that's not good. Okay. So, let's do this. I want it to come down just a little bit more. I can't do it sideways. Okay, this is kind of gloppy right now, but nothing I can do. Yeah, I liked it to be a little fuller, okay? I don't know what's wrong with my paint tonight. Okay, so I like this a little better. It's okay. I could play with this all night trying to make my curves really round, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, we're just going to leave it for now. Let's go back to our gumdrops. I'm going to take some jack-o'-lantern. I don't want to get it too deep orange for the float shade at the bottom. So I'm just going to take some jack-o'-lantern. Did I use? Yeah, jack-o'-lantern. And I'm just going to float across the bottom. Let me turn it this way so you guys can see. Well, let me put this one last. Another float on here. Okay. So there's that. I'll probably end up stippling that. Then I'm going to take some purple iris and I'm going to float the bottom of the purple. I haven't. I forgot to mop it out. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Tuscan red and I'm going to float the bottom of the scarlet. Okay. Then I want to take some of my Hauser Dark. And I'm just going to add a tad across the bottom of the green. Now gum balls, or isn't gum drops, they're not gum balls. So let's just float a little bit here and a little bit here, okay? But I want these to kind of shine. And this could be a part of this where you add some glitter just to this part so they look a little shinier. Give it a little two-dimension. Okay. We need to highlight. So what I want to do, I said I wasn't going to get carried away, but I can't help it because I'm trying to think ahead, right? I know I want to add some white little dots to make it look like sugar, right? The white sugar. So I don't want a white highlight because then it's not going to show, but I have to have some kind of highlight. So I'm just going to take my Snow White. I added a tad of the cad yellow, and I'm gonna just highlight the top, which that was a lot. It's all right. Okay, just like that. Here I didn't put as much pressure. My brush is so good, it flowed so well that I didn't need as much pressure. It's starting to come alive. Now you see how all these colors and this dark around here is brightening up the windows, right? It's making them shine a little bit. So let's do the same thing. Let's take, I'm going to take the festive green and the Snow White because there's no sense in finding another color. Just brighten this up. Okay, so we did that. That really brightened it up a lot. And then we're going to brighten up this one. I've never had a lot of faith in my candy painting, but I'm kind of liking this. You know, I know gumdrops are more square top, but mine are not. Mine can just be called sugar candies. It's candy on a fake house, right? So it doesn't matter. Glamour dust. Yes, Eileen. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of my purple. I'm I'm mainly using Snow White, and then I'm just dabbing it in a tad of the base color. So this was the purple iris. But I don't want it to, I was having trouble. Okay, so here, whoops, that one got kind of large. That's all right. Like I said, my paint is drying out. I don't know why. I don't have my fan on. Maybe it's too warm. And it's drying it quicker. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll make it work. Okay. So now, I don't want to put a ton of pressure. Just too much water, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, do it again. Okay. So they kind of brightened up. So now I'm going to use my super fancy new brush, my 10-aught. If I had more room, there's other ways to do this, but I got my new one right here. I'm going to dip it in some Snow White. And it's kind of like I got to play with it for a minute just to make sure I have enough paint, but it's not too dry and I don't want it runny. So, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my hand like I was showing you before. I don't want water dripping. And I'm just going to kind of touch, tap. I don't want it to be snow. I want it to be the candy shine, okay? And like Eileen just said, that's a great idea with the Glamour Dust. Just on this part. Maybe I should just go slower. The lighter the touch, the softer or the smaller the oh shoot, we didn't do the red. What was I thinking? We need to put some pink up there, right? So we're gonna, oh no, it's gonna actually, it's gonna be a little orange. That's all right. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. We need to put that highlight on the red gumdrop. Okay. So I'm gonna take my white and I'm gonna take, I don't want it to be orange. I want it to stay in the red, so this is going to be the exception. I'm dipping it in my shading color, and I'm going to make it like a pink, okay? For the highlight. That's better. Yeah, I didn't want it too orange. Okay, much better. Yeah, I like how they look. They're sugar candy, sugar bushes, whatever you guys want to call them. So we're just going to add just some more. You just want to touch, like, I mean, too bad they couldn't all be super tiny, but I'm not doing it like that. Not tonight. I don't think you guys, you'd all start dropping off. All right, that got a little big, but that's okay. I don't care. Because we are gonna put a little snow on this. Maybe, yeah, I should have probably done them all like this, but that's okay. Super cute. Let's add a little bit more because it got a little watered down. All right, so now we got 4 more to do, super quick. And then we're going to make some of that cinnamon drop. I'm sorry. I should have used cinnamon drop on these candy canes, darn it. That's all right. Tuscan's fine. It's going to have to be that way. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, so there we go. Oh, sorry, you were upside down the whole time. Okay. Now I want to take my my angle, my small. You guys can use an 1/8 angle if you ever painted something like this. But I just want to, let's see, how am I going to do this? I want to stay up on the chisel. And I'm just going to put some lines in. Okay? Just like that. I'm going to repeat just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so just like that, let's do the other side. Now, I'm going to keep them the same angle. I don't want to change it, okay? Because then it would look like they're... Oh, I like that. All right. We're going to fix them as far as you can do a little cleanup. But you know what? They don't even really need it. Because we're going to float around here, and that cleans it all up. Okay? But look how easy. And you don't have to get all hung up on all the, you know, if you do some good shading and highlighting prior, your little details are going to pop. It's almost like you can look inside this little window. Boy, I'm getting a little too excited over this gingerbread house, aren't I? Okay, so now let's do it again. I'm going to start right here. Wow, that got really wide. So I need to obviously clean my brush and add just a tad because your paint's going to start spreading, right? You don't want that to happen. And practice. If ever you decide to do something like this, do a little practice run. That way you know your hand and everything is at the right angle. So lesson learned. Keep your angles the same. I have run into trouble before where I've switched direction and then it looks like I have flying windows that, you know, like they're ready to take off. So this is a good thing. Okay. Now, I know I'm going to have to just, for my own, I'm going to fix these just a tad. Well, maybe not. Let's just leave them. Let's say no fixing tonight unless it's a real bomb. Okay, so now I want to take, where is it? I need asphaltum. No, not asphaltum, sorry. I need Payne's Gray. I have a feeling that's the one that dropped on the floor. Well, shoot. Okay, I'll keep looking for it. I want this to dry pretty good anyway. All right. Well, darn it. You know what? I have a different color we can use. Oh, that's not going to work. That's all right. I guess I'll have to look for my Payne's Gray because I really want to use that. Well, Payne's Gray, I found it. I knew I would. Okay, sorry. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Finish up these little candy canes. You don't have to float these on like I did. You could line them in. But look at, I want to take just the corner on the inside and I'm going to float my Payne's Gray. I need more water because for some reason it's just not. My stuff is just drying so quick. Of course, it was 100 degrees out today, which kind of was maddening because it's not summer yet. Okay, that got a little too much. It watered over. So, just mop it back, okay? I love my candy canes with the Payne's Gray. And I bet you know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to add a line of Snow White. Just like that. And all the way down this way. Okay, that's good. Now let me, oh my God, you guys have already been on an hour. That was a quick hour. Let's get that liner. I want to finish the roof and do some shading before we go. But you can see that that is a candy cane. Okay. And it's going to look even better after I float around the windows. Oops, that got thick. That's all right. Okay. That's done. Let's float around the windows to really finish this up. So I'm just going to take some straight burnt sienna. And I'm going to use my 1/4 inch angle shader. I gotta make sure I got some water in that brush. All right, and a little bit of my burnt sienna. Now I really want this, oh gosh. I really want this to blend well. but I want it to be, I want it to show good too. So I'm going to come right here next to my candy cane. And I just want to add a float. Okay, just like that. I'm going to raise it up so you guys can see it. You can see where it gets straightened out. Okay, let me add a little bit more paint and do the other side here. Okay. I'm not going to blend those out too much. I really want it to show. So then right here, and right here. Okay, so on all the outside edges. Now we're just going to go across. So here you can clean up any. Make sure you clean up any of these little strings. Sometimes when you're floating and your two pieces meet, you get these two little sharp corners. Whoops. See? Let's do 2 more, and then we're going to add a highlight in the window. I don't know. Should we do, I think it has to be. It can't be just a plain old square window. I want grids. Grids are always cute. Okay. But I have to be careful because then, have you ever been working on a window and then it looks kind of junky when you're done? Even though as hard as you've tried to make it look smooth, it's sometimes just, uh-oh, see? Look at, I got white. Don't want white. Come on, why can't I? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh, while we're at it, let's do this. We need to make these little gumdrops stand out. So we're going to not outline, we're going to float around each one with burnt sienna. So you can see the difference. When I'm painting here, I've done my little float compared to not doing it. See how these pop even more? It's very subtle. Okay, so let's do it again. Why do I keep, okay. Oh, I have to turn it this way. We're just going to go around. Okay. Cute, right? Turn it this way for you. I'm really liking this. Okay, we need to add that white into that window. And I need to make sure I have enough water since my paint's my paint is not cooperating. Kind of like my day. No complaints. It just sometimes work is harder. Sometimes days at work are harder than others. Stuff happens, and I don't like it when stuff happens on a Friday. Okay. So I'm gonna God, I can't resist. I'm gonna put a line right here next to. This is a good way to straighten out your window, right next to the candy cane. Okay, just like that. Now I am gonna go across here because we want it to stay. That's the window. Okay, so now that could be a little thicker since it's the pane. I am gonna have to do 2 coats. And you're barely gonna see. Oh, I'm really happy. Next time I'm gonna add, when this is dry, I'm going to shade a little right here because it's just way too much white. Okay. See, this is the stuff you can see as you're going along. Oh, okay. I'm liking that. Sorry guys, you know what? That's my husband in my new room. Do you hear him pounding? He knows I'm live. Is this where I get a little nervous because I don't want to mess up everything I just worked on? Okay, hold on. Let's do... This window was a tad smaller. I need to get that little square stencil that has different sizes. You can't hardly tell. I'm going to put some stuff on it, but look how cute. I think it's turning out good. I mean, I'm happy for it, or with it. Turned out okay. This, I don't know. I think I need to add, God, this is just not, I don't know what possessed me to try to paint that the way I did, because my paint is not smooth at all. I'm going to try something. I don't want this to be... Well, I'm just kind of dabbing. It will be fine. It's not going to be smooth like I wanted it, and I'm not going to go back and be sanding this off. We're going to leave it, and it will be fine because I wish I had some texture. Snow texture would be cute on here. But that looks like some thick frosting, I'll tell you that. Okay. I just got it dabbed in. We need to add some snow. Okay. And so what I'm going to do while that's drying, I have a 1/4 inch, or I'm sorry, this is a 1/8 deerfoot. So I just want to see if this is going to work for me. I don't want a ton of snow on here, but it needs to show that there's some, right? Oh yeah, colored lights. I don't like my snow. So, Q-tip time. I do not like that snow at all. Okay. I know what I'm going to do instead. I'm just going to take a round brush. I probably should have done this from the beginning, because I have more control. Okay. So I just want to just dab the areas where you want some snow. All right. You know somebody's in trouble at my house when I'm done with this live. This one's just going to have a little bit. Doesn't have to be a snow-packed scene. Okay. You can add some snow out here on the, here and there. You just don't want it, the snow, you can so easily take away from all the work that you just did, right? And you don't want to do that. Yeah, Sheila, I'm getting a new craft room. Because the room I'm in now is actually my daughter's old bedroom. And so we've added on to my son's room. And this, my daughter's old bedroom. We're going to bust through a hall, make a hallway. It's on my patio, so it's not like we're, building from scratch. I've waited 20 years. Right? 20 years. And to get this stuff done all over my house. So my daughter decides she's getting married and my husband's family's coming out. And he told me one night, he goes, I have to hurry up and get done. My family's coming out. I almost punched him in the nose. I've been waiting 20 years. I've been here the whole time. But I think, like the old saying, if your husband's a carpenter or a contractor, your house is always the last to get done. Wow. So I'm not going to complain because I'm getting it done. But he never mentioned that again. I don't think he dared. Okay, our little windows. We need some snow up here. And on top of the candy canes. So it doesn't really matter. So on the little sill, you can have an imaginary sill with the snow coming down, right? Yes, Eileen. In Hawaii, yeah, Hawaiian colors. But see, you don't have to put in a windowsill. You just have to fill in some snow. And it makes it look like there's a windowsill underneath. Okay, so just like that. And then my crooked window is not going to be crooked anymore because I'm putting more snow on that side. All right. How exciting, Sheila. Now, Sheila did mention here putting, oh no, oh, what'd you say, lights? I could, but I don't know if I can last that long. I think I want to put, just for now, I want to put some true Christmas color. All right, so I want to keep it kind of simple. And let's see. I need a, oh, here it is. I need my stylist. Boy, is he's going to be in so much trouble when I'm done, I'm telling you. We're just going to put some good size red. We can call these cinnamon drops. Okay. He's having fun with his nail gun. In the middle of my live. Okay, hold on. Let's see. That kind of just, oh, a red heart. Good idea, Lori. I'm liking the red because it makes that white pop. Oops. All right. Oh, we have to do the chimney. Just do one up here. And one here. Okay. So now, hold on, I want to dry this. It needs a little more pizzazz, I understand that. But let me dry it. I'm going to float under the roof. And then I think I'm going to do like a little wreath with the red heart in the middle. Because I want to add green up here. Because I got green down there, I want to add some green. All right, so let me dry this really quick. Then I'm going to, on the sides, I'm going to do a check, because I always do checks. I love checks. If anybody ever paints this, you don't have to do a check, but I like my checks, so that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to do them in red. I think I'm going to paint the edges all white and then do red checks. I know it seems like I'm drying this a lot, but that's on purpose. All right. You know, I might have handy, believe it or not, some glamour dust, so we'll see. Let's get just a little more. We're at the tail end, you guys. Get some burnt sienna. And float around the edge. I mean, I can live with this edge, but I would, you know, you always paint different when you're live or teaching a class. It's, for me at least, it's not always the same. And I don't want to take everybody's time. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys coming and watching me anyway. It's just, I get such a thrill out of it. It's so fun. Where's my mop? I mean, I've never met any, I think I've met some of you in person, but most of you know. But I feel like I'm meeting my friends on a Friday night. It's just great. That's a little too rough. I did not blend this out good enough. So, crap. Oops, sorry. What I'm going to do is we're just going to do this side. I had way too much paint. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but, well, that's part of, you know, I'm chatting away here. I'm not concentrating. All right, so, cute. What does Sheila want hanging from the roof? Gumdrops? Maybe some icicles. Gumdrops. Oh, well, you know, let's think about that, Sheila. I might have to line it with something. I don't know. But I know right now I am going to take some raw sienna, because this is frosting, you guys. It's not snow. It's frosting that looks like snow. Well, that's the idea. And I'm going to, with my fancy new brush, I'm going to float underneath each of these. Just slightly, because this will set it all in. Some of them got a little dark, but that's okay. I'm not gonna... I just want to get it on here so you guys can kind of see. Okay. Oh, thanks, Susan. Thank you, Janet. You guys are so sweet. This is just, to me, it's relaxing after a long week. Okay. So, one more thing on these little cinnamon drops. We have to make them pop. So I am just going to touch each one with the tip of my... Oh, shoot. I really touched that one. With the tip of my brush, I'm going to touch just to add a little highlight. And you can even fix if you shaded too much, because it's white. Oh. Well, let's see. The other... Let's see. I used to belong to a chapter, and I just recently was able to see some of my old painting friends from my chapter. It had been 2.5 years or so, I think we were talking, that we had gotten together. We used to meet every Monday night, but then since all the chapters were gone... Okay. They do their own thing, and I was able to go. Thank you, Lori. This is really cute, you guys. Okay, let's just we're going to do a quick little wreath up here, and I'm going to show you how. I am going to use that, that little filbert. Not filbert, what am I talking about? My little, Deerfoot. Oh my God, what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so Deerfoot and Hauser Dark, and not a lot. Okay, I don't want it to be huge. Okay, I want it to be small. Small yet noticeable. Okay, so... Whoops. Okay, so a tad of Hauser Dark Then we're going to use a little bit of festive and white. Okay, so let's just start right there. Okay, that looks okay. Just like that. I need to add a little more. I'm going to add some white to this because it's too transparent and I'll be here all night. Okay, so let's add just a tad. I don't want it to get too chalky looking. Okay. So that's cute. Now let's get a little festive. Okay, so let's get a little festive green with a little white because it makes it even brighter. And then I'm just going to kind of just tap here and there. All right, I still want that. So that's not as bright as I wanted because I added the white. Unfortunately, let's see here. How can we fix this? I have Citron. Oh, that will really brighten it up, won't it? Let me do the Citron with the festive green and see what happens. But I got the base in there, and it's a perfect size. See how the green kind of makes it pop? You got to have something in there that's green like that. Oh yeah, this will be fine, I think. Oops, got a little crazy. Oh yeah, it's gonna pop now. Oh yeah. Okay, perfect. That really, yes, some red berries. I do want to do a little heart in the center. Actually, I'm going to do the heart as a bow and then make it come down just a string, and then I'll put some berries on there. And we can call the wreath good. I love hearts, Lori, so you don't have to convince me to paint a heart. Okay. But I think I'm going to dry this because I want to be able to make this heart in one try. I wish I had a heart stencil that I could just grab, but I don't. I am going to do one thing before I do the heart ribbon. I'm going to float a little bit of the burnt sienna on the inside of this wreath. Just kind of, it's going to make it pop out. And you know what? While I'm at it, let's just tap, tap. Let's just get a little, it needs to have a little depth to it, right? I'm not going to go all the way around because I've already gone up here. So, but look at, see, it adds a little depth, right? Okay. Heart, 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 heart. So this is where I wish I had a really good medium to thin, which I think I might, detail brush. Oh, Wait a minute. I think I might have one to use. Oh, I do. This is my King Art 2.0 detailer. And look at, see how it has that super sharp tip? Oops, no, you didn't see it. Right there. A lot of the time, not a lot, but sometimes I cut. And I know I shouldn't do that. I'm just now starting to use my detailers more. Okay, so. Because I don't want it super thin. Not yet. I want to do my highlights really thin. Okay, you guys. Moment of truth here. Let's see how this is gonna... You know what? I might not be able to use this. This might just be too thick. I think it is. All right. Liner it is. I just wish it was a little shorter, but that's okay. I have to turn it towards me. So... I'm just going to wing it. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I'm going to color this in. Because we'll never see it if we don't. Oh, I like the heart. Super cute. Okay. And then, of course, we have to highlight it. But now, we need to add a little bit of a bow coming down. Whoops. Well, that's all right. Oh, no. Sorry. Goof. Yikes. Not a big deal. This is not going to be a bow. I thought I could do that, but I'm not thinking. Okay. I just want to leave it as the heart. You know what I could do, though? This is what I'll do. I'm not going to make a bunch of long ribbon like I kind of thought. I'll just add a couple little things like that. That's cute. All right. Then we're going to add some of our... I do need to highlight this, so let me dry it. Okay. Now, I don't want stark white. I want like a pinky red at first. Okay. And I'm just going to do a little float on each of the little... This one is going to be a little heavier. This one I just want to be kind of a little highlight. And when I add in the white, you'll see. Okay? It will make the heart look more like a heart shape. All right. My God, you guys. I've been here for like 2 hours. This is fine, though. Look, I'm going to finish. And here I was panicking on the way home. What am I going to paint tonight? And then I remembered I had already cut these out. Okay, so let's just kind of... I don't want to connect it. I think I might have... That's okay. We're going to leave it because I'm not quite sure. But I like the heart. You can tell it's a heart. Okay, so that's cute. Now let's just put a couple little berries in there. Little red berries. We're just going to I like, when I do wreaths, I like to make the berries, because almost everything I do has berries if it's foliage. Have them come off the edge. I just like that look. Okay. Super cute. I'm going to have to look later for my glamour dust. And then what I'm going to do is I'll take a picture of it. Okay, one little thing. Let's just add a little white touch in each little berry. So it pops out. I'm not going to get crazy and float underneath each one because, well, that would just be crazy. Whoops. All right. I'm not liking the little shade right here too much. It's a little much. So I'm going to cover some of this up. But I'm going to turn my camera around, you guys. Let's see. You're going to look at the ceiling for a second. Here I am. Okay. You guys, this was so fun. Look at the cutest little mug hugger. Okay, I got to put it in the mug. Hold on. No, I got this. Okay, let me put it in here. Look how cute that looks. Wait, can you see the inside? But there you go. It's the little mug hugger. That is so cute. I am so happy with this one. Oh my God, you guys, thank you so much for coming on and watching me. And I think it's going to be a season of mug huggers coming up. So I will see you next Friday night. I'll be here. And for everybody that's celebrating Mother's Day, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.